First question comes from Rebecca Harlow, MSG Network.
Coach, we could see your frustration at points in time with your defense. What was your biggest concern tonight?
I know how tough of a team they are. They're a great offensive team. I think Jokic puts a lot of pressure on you, so you can't let your guard down for a second. And I felt we got in a hole early, and it's when you give a team like that type of confidence, it's very difficult to come back on them. So that was probably the biggest disappointment. And the games keep coming, so we have to get ready for Charlotte.
Next question comes from Amanda Hajar, Knicks Digital.
Coach, as you said, you have a game tomorrow in Charlotte. How do you approach the corrections you'd like to make with a little turnaround time?
Well, we talked about that in the beginning of the season. And because of the limited practice time and condensed schedule and all those things, you have to make the best use of whatever time you do have. And whether that is obviously on the practice court is where ideally you'd like to be and have a normal shoot around, but on a back-to-back, you do it in a ballroom, you do it in a film session, and you have to be great in all of those things. And whether it be practice, a ballroom, a film session, you have to be able to make your corrections that way. So the challenge right now is we're not playing well, and we have to work at fixing it. We got into it together. We have to get out of it together.
Next question comes from Mark Berman, New York Post.
Yeah, other than Julius, it seemed offensively the club wasn't going well. What more did you see tonight? I mean, Julius did have a terrific offensive night, but the rest of the guys really didn't step up.
Yeah, and like you win together, you lose together. So, we didn't play well overall, and we have to understand that if we defend well and we rebound well and we keep our turnovers down, we'll be in position to win regardless of how we're shooting the ball. And so some nights you're going to shoot it better than others, and you'd like to be in position to win each and every night. And so when you don't defend and you don't shoot well, there's virtually, no chance to win. So we have to count on our intensity, our defense, our rebounding, and our unselfishness. And when we do those things, we can beat anyone. And so we have to get back at it and be mentally, physically, and emotionally ready to play tomorrow night. It's that simple.
Next question comes from Steve Popper, Newsday.
Hey, Tom, besides the shooting, and I don't know if maybe that affects it, but were you happy with the effort today? It looked like a lot of second chance offensive rebounds for them and some sluggishness on your side.
Yeah, I just thought we didn't play as well as we could have. And I think those are the things that you have to do when things aren't going well for you offensively. I think the hustle part of it is critical. And oftentimes when you get going that way, things will turn for you. You see the spirit of the team change, the energy change, whether that's taking a charge, getting to a elusive ball, making a multiple effort play, making a great steal and getting us into the open floor, whatever it might be. A game can change quickly, and oftentimes it does. And just like where we are right now, things were going well for us initially, and now they're not. And so just like it changed from good to bad, it can change from bad to good, and we have to do everything we can to make that happen. So take a look at the film, try to learn from it, and get that urgency back into us.
Next question comes from Ian Begley, SNY.
Tom, it seems like, RJ's had a few nights where he shot really well from the perimeter, but then he's had stretches where he hasn't had a lot of success. Are you guys seeing anything on tape with his shot when it goes well and then when it doesn't go well? What are you seeing from his shot just in general?
And again, like even when you're shooting well, if you're shooting well and you're making 50% of your shots, that's good, but you're missing 50 also. And so as long as they're the right shots and he shoots it well, that's all you're looking at. So before you see the result, you're looking at the mechanics. Did he release it properly? Is a good follow through? Is it his shot? Those are the things you look at. And then to also have the understanding that you can play well when you don't shoot well. Just do other things that can help the team win. The objective is to win. And so don't get mired in any personal dilemma. If it's not going well, you got to make it go well. And I think we have to do that collectively. And sometimes there's going to be tough nights, but you can still win when you're not shooting well.
We have time for 2 more questions. The next question comes from Steph Bondi, Daily News.
Hey, Tom, when you talk about getting back the sense of urgency, is there anything you see why you lost it these last 2 games and, specifically tonight, why that wasn't there?
Yeah, it's a hard thing to see, but oftentimes it's very small. And I think your intensity comes from your concentration and giving maximum effort. So you have to prepare yourself to play hard. And if you do that, you can get to that level that it makes the team special. And that's what we're striving towards. So I think it's just get back to work, know that we can work through things. I think being mentally tough when you go through adversity is probably one of the most important things there is. And not just in basketball, in life, so sometimes things are going well, sometimes they're not. When they're not, you got to have the toughness and the ability to get through those things. And so we have to get back at it and be ready tomorrow night.
Last question comes from Mike Borganoff, The Athletic.
Tom, have you seen any trends emerge over these last 2 games that you think kind of contributed to losses the last time out?
Well, I think you're going to be challenged every night. I think when you look at a Jokic, you're looking at a guy that plays away from the basket. Well, he actually plays everywhere, but he's like a point guard. So your body position is critical. You can't relax for a second. Your ball pressure has to be great. Your weak side awareness has to be great. And so we're still building those habits. And so when you play against a team like that has experience, you have to play hard for 24 seconds on every possession, and you have to do it for the entire game. And then offensively, if we play a low energy game where we don't get the ball up the floor quickly and we don't cut hard and we don't set screens and we don't space it properly, and then we've had a lot of good driving opportunities in which the ball, we're forcing the defense to collapse, and then we got to spray it out. If we don't spray it out, then we're not going to get high percentage shots. And so that's, our rim reads have to be better. And all the way around. There's nothing we're doing well right now, but that doesn't mean we can't change it.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.